She found a way into my heart. Oh, oh. She don't make up, no, she make art. And I need a way to treat. But somehow I keep running, running back to you, back to you, back to you. Long nights can get me feeling lonely, hey. And hearing music that can make one thing still remains on my mind. I know that you'd be bad from the minute I saw you, but somehow I keep running, running back to you, back to you. I know that you'd be bad, bad, bad. I know that you'd be bad, bad, bad. I know that you'd be bad, bad, bad. I know that you'd be bad.
Rocket League fans around the world, welcome to North America for Championship Sunday, the Birmingham Open number 2. Second of our 3 online events as we are sending teams forward to the Birmingham Major every step, getting closer to qualifying for that land, folks. We had some crazy games yesterday. We are scheduled to have a few more today if the script writers are to be believed. They sent me their notes. They said it's going to be a great day of Rocket League. I'm excited about it. James, how you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling good too. I think the immediate thing that hits me is, will NRG's grand final streak continue? Because if it does, then we have the first spot of a North American team getting taken up for that major. So big stuff happening today.
They're at 10 right now, Jorby. The streak is continuing. The pressure builds. I don't believe Sathu in his interview yesterday when he said, like, oh, we just take it every game at a time, and then we kind of look at it back. We're like, oh, that's kind of cool. We did that. Like, they got to know. They're making history.
Yeah, I mean, Sathu's doing the whole sports coach talk thing, say nothing to the media and, talk crap on everybody behind the scenes. No doubt Sathu's doing that. He's ultra confident about the team. I mean, even the players on the team, they're uber confident. When you've been winning almost double-digit winning streak things, look, you're gonna be confident. You've earned it at this point. But I'm just saying, it's a little murky in the water across the Rlcs world this weekend.
Stacks, you ready for another Championship Sunday?
Oh, yes, I am. That extra week just kind of adds to the build-up, too. Like, okay, can they do it again? Can somebody else step up and take them down? And what's going to happen with the point standings with SSG out? They're going to be sweating bullets watching today.
They are. The standings are crazy. We'll show them to you a little bit later on, folks. Yesterday's action was spicy. We can show you how it went down. We had 2 series that were, fine. And then we had 2 series going all the way to Game 7. One of them going into Game 7 overtime. It was a wonderful, wonderful day of Rocket League. And some of the matches we expect to be exciting were less so. There's the matches we were like, hey, maybe you can skip this one. Absolute instant classics. Couldn't miss it at all. Deleted versus Shopify Rebellion here, Jorby. This one was such a special match to watch for both teams.
I mean, it really was. You had some crazy, messy Rocket League early on, but then as the series went on, we just started getting highlight after highlight. I can't wait to see that passing play again from Deleted. The Rebellion turned the Jets on. It looked like Deleted had them, but they kept finding ways to come back. And this guy right here clutching up when it mattered the most, too, in Game 7 to tie things up. Parth, and an awesome shot off the ceiling for the double tap. And, I mean, that series had a little bit of everything for you.
I mean, you see it going in. It looks like it's going to be over. Oh, my goodness, there's a crazy passing play. It's tied back up. 22 seconds left on the clock. Wait, what happens? What happened? There was an overtime goal, okay? It wasn't that crazy of a goal, but ultimately Rebellion would win the match and advance forward to Championship Sunday. Just an instant class. Go back and rewatch Game 7. If you don't have time to watch anything else today, go back, rewatch Game 7 here. James, there was some fun shenanigans with kickoffs, though, the entire series.
Oh, yes. Literally every single game featured a fake kickoff attempt. It was crazy. And also, why are you telling people just to watch Game 7? They should go and watch the entire series. Go watch from Game 1 and start counting all the kickoffs. We'll show you pretty much all of them right now.
I'm just conscientious of our viewers' time. Some of them
they can afford it. But look at all these shots when no one touched it for like 10 seconds. There was a fake kickoff. Nobody went for it. Eventually, there were bumps. They did get possession and eventually scored. Deleted did. But the fake kickoffs absolutely amped up the chaos factor, and we saw a lot of goals right after kickoff. In fact, the Shopify Rebellion go-to strat and most effective strategy was to have the first man just swerve off and have that second man cheating extremely close and taking an immediate shot. And we saw this work perfectly for the first time in Game 5. And you should pay attention to that Game 5 kickoff as well. But look at just how much chaos this causes. And Deleted was trying to respond with their own kickoffs, and we did see them score a few times following that chaos. But that absolutely added to the entertainment factor. But look at this kickoff here. Perfectly executed. The swerve off, the immediate shot, and you saw Gyro on the quick cheat as well. Didn't make contact, but pay attention as well. This isn't the same one. But they go for it over and over and over and over again. And you think Deleted might finally figure out how to counter it. But look at this. Game tied. Game 7. Exact same strategy. Boom. And it works. It works. So the kickoff strategies that we saw in this series were unreal, and it made me wonder, is this going to be what we're going to see this season?
I mean, it wasn't even with that series. Even in complexity versus ultimates, complexity went for the bot kickoff a couple of times with mixed results. But I love that more teams are going more and more and trying to vary their kickoffs. And like, I feel like eventually we're gonna get like double fake kickoffs, and we're gonna commit all 3 players to the ball eventually here.
Maybe we'll finally see more kickoff strats that are clearly in-depth strats than we will of just the I'll go back left, you know.
I mean, we got some of those in EU last week. There's definitely some creative, like we saw some like double like intentional bot kickoffs. We saw some like Spanish kickoff variants. Like, people are starting to get a little bit wised up to it. James, I was just thinking back as you were going through that package. You and I commentated Flipside versus Shoot and Goal in season 1 for the first ever fake kickoff in RLCS.
That was the first ever that we saw. Oh my goodness.
Remember that? No, you and I didn't even really catch it live. We were like, that was a wild kickoff, and then we did a replay breakdown of it the next
Shoot and Goal sounds like a season 1 experience. Was that was that season 2?
That was season, It was season 1. It was when we were playing sets of 4 games or sets of 5 games, right?
Yeah,
and this was like game 5, and Flipside had already won the first 4 games, so they were just like messing around in the final game there. And I was so excited back then. I was like, I'm so excited to see what new plays get developed, and then like it was like crickets for like 4 years, and finally we were seeing some kickoff iteration and innovation here. But yeah, crazy stuff there. The kickoff game continues to be interesting. First Killer also, shout out to First Killer. We saw 3 overtimes in this series. He scored the overtime goals in every single one of them, including the ones to win it all, to win the games here. You see one here in game number 3 over the top. This one probably the prettiest.
That was the first. That was when First Killer woke up, because those first 2 games, he may as well not have even been on the pitch. I was wondering what in the world was happening. No, it wasn't disrespectful, James. He was doing disrespectful. No, it's not. You want to know why? He wasn't doing anything, and then he was doing everything. I mean, he dropped 1,000 points in game 3 to make up for almost 0 points in games 1 and 2. I was waiting for him to show up, and you know what, James? I'm giving First Killer his stripes here. All right, you didn't let me finish it. Okay, the back half of the series, he was doing everything. I felt like it was RLCSX when he was on Rogue carrying Toroko and Turinturo, dragging them to top 4s. And I mean, look, LJ and Chronic, they had their colors in that match later on as well. But First Killer was conducting that match. He woke up late in that game and he came back for that team. Usually First Killer can never come back. Comeback wasn't in his vocabulary. Now he's coming back, and it might be a new look for this Ultimates team.
I was he definitely earned that 3rd goal, the third overtime goal we saw there. That goal was definitely not going in if he didn't touch it. Folks, it was a pretty crazy event there. That we see the tournament obviously not done for the day or for the weekend here yet. These are the point standings currently after the conclusion of Saturday's gameplay. NRG clearly up and ahead with a win today in their semifinal match. NRG would clinch a spot at the Birmingham Major, but everybody else, look at this, 4 points separating 2nd to 7th. So many teams still alive today, including Team Evo, Team Deleted Gaming, the Ultimates, 9 Lives, all those teams, Complexity, all having points to earn here. Space Station, the one that is in that 4-point gap there, Stacks, that is not alive today and is having to sit on the side and watch.
Yeah, this is moving day for everybody except them. I mean, you're just kind of watching this going, okay, so like maybe if Rebellion's been inconsistent, you want them to get some points so nobody else gets too far ahead of them. I mean, I feel like they're going to be big Evo and Rebellion fans just to give themselves as good a shot at recovering from missing this main event. But it shows you how catastrophic it can be to fail to make a top 16, and of course, then further, top 8. You've got to get a couple of top 4s if you want to feel real comfortable about your spot.
Absolutely. We'll get to see which teams advance here, and we have some other fun details about how the other teams can kind of clinch spots as we get into their matches here. But before we conclude the coverage of yesterday, we got to show them the top goals here, Jorby. Top plays of the day presented by Progressive. Here's number 5.
All right, this is my personal favorite. I love whenever you get a catch like this. You get to follow it up with the reset on top of it. He had to catch up to that ball a little bit. You know, it's hard. You gotta get this with pace. You need a little bit of speed, but you need that control. And he got it, that little feather boost to get underneath the ball. I love plays like that. Just
poor Andy, last man back. Poor Andy, last man every time. But then this was
Number 4.
0 seconds. CRR pinches that ball on the wall to keep it up. Diaz then gets the pass in, and then CRR, after getting the pinch, goes upfield for a wave dash demo. This was unbelievable, and all that at 0 seconds to top it off against the Ultimates, no less. That
Shooting through the
was
smoke too.
entertaining.
Number 3.
Oh, this is the best passing play you're going to see out of North America this season. Is the Miami Heat. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 passes. 2-piece even almost saves it. Brilliant play.
Number 2. Off the ceiling. This one in game 7, super important. You're trailing. Parth needs to step up over one, under the other, in for the tie game. And then we go on to win this one in overtime. An absolutely spectacular goal.
You know, Parth, a lot of times he catches a lot of flack from the Shopify Rebellion fan base, but getting the clutch moment there in Game 7 is exactly what his team needed.
Clutch moment, game 7. Is this what you ordered to win the series? Chronic, look at this handoff as well. First killer gets that extra little touch. Chronic doesn't jump too early, perfectly timed, adjusts down. It's bouncing off the elbow of the ceiling, or the arc of the ceiling. Perfect read from Chronic in the most high pressure situation. And that is what won it for the Ultimates, and also won it for the top plays.
You know, it is crazy and awesome and poetic when the final goal of the day is the number 1 goal of the top plays the next day. That just makes me so happy there.
Feels right.
Chronic.
Feels good.
Absolutely earned it. What a cinematic moment, and his team is still alive today, folks. So we'll talk a little bit more about what is happening today and kind of what you guys can expect 17 minutes from now when 9 Lives kicks off against Team Evo. But let's talk for a moment here while we've got the time about what happened around the world. Lots of action, starting off in OCE with a bit of an upset here, Jorby.
Okay, so what happened here is actually pretty crazy.
Wait,
Notice
what?
who won.
Is this right?
Scrims. So who's Scrims? If you don't follow OCE on the regular, you don't know who Scrims are. Okay, that's Caleb, Laxon, and Lunar. Even in the group stage, okay, Group B, you had Wildcard. Wildcard were on a 7 regional winning streak. You know, formerly Power, now Wildcard, Fever, Torsos, Banana Head. Sure, you recognize those names. In Group B, they lost to Scrims. And then Scrims go ahead, they lose to TSM in the upper bracket in the playoffs. Then they drop down, they beat Wildcard again after beating them in the group stage in 7 games, and then get revenge on TSM in the grand final. Scrims came in as the 5th ranked team in OCE. The last time a seed, like 5th or lower, even won anything in OCE was back when Power was Amphis, Fever, and Torsos, the whole way back in RLCS 22-23 Spring Regional 1, where they were seed 6. OCE seed 5 stepping up, new players, getting it done. You love seeing it.
Watching having them headhunt Wildcard here,
by the way.
It's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, I saw that, Stacks. Baguette, I guess it's the French effect.
They advanced forward there. Let's talk about what happened in the Middle East. Their matches ended just a little bit, kind of right around when our matches ended yesterday. Team Falcons here. They were up 6-0 in game number 1, I think 5-1 in game number 2. That series, the grand finals there looked over, James.
It certainly did. And I mean, I was talking yesterday about how, we got all these 1-team regions, Wildcard and OCE, Team Falcons and MENA, you know, and then look at what happens. Twisted Minds was a team that got a lot of attention moving into it, but wow, to actually upset Team Falcons in the way that they did after getting obliterated in the first 2 games, I couldn't believe it, Stacks.
Yeah, Twisted Minds, they've kind of been making a run to challenge Falcons for MENA supremacy, not just in Rocket League, but across all these sports. They signed Rise and the Spanish Atomic. But the centerpiece of their team is Nobo. They're down 3-1, which apparently is the worst lead to have in all of Rocket League because nobody can hold a 3-1 series lead these days. And Nobo goes off for 8 goals in the last 3 games, back-to-back hat tricks to force Game 7. Listen, we thought it was a 2-team region coming in between Falcons and Twisted Minds. Now we know it's these 2 teams. Barring anything catastrophic in the third open, those are your 2 major teams.
Incredible performances there. Twisted Minds bouncing back after taking heavy losses there early in that series and proving it is a 2-team, not just a 1-team region there. Love to see what they do as the season moves forward here. We got one more bracket to talk through here, James. Sub-Saharan Africa, they had their round 1 play yesterday. It looks like they are in the middle of their semifinals as we speak.
Yep, and a lot of people will recognize Limitless. That's the team that you've seen quite a bit come out of SSA. That's homegrown talent, but in the SSA region, they're having to deal with those import players, and I feel for them, honestly, because we have to do the same thing. Team Evo complexity coming over. Just leave us alone. But Limitless currently down 0-2, and it looks like they might fall here, and it's going to be the Maestros del Esferico, which you might have remembered as some of the Team Mobula players before. Currently Limitless down in the series against Hey with Riz, which is also 2 more Spanish players, I believe. 1 English player, Revizy, who's on that team. So SSA going on right now. If you want to see how that pans out, go and tune in.
And that is at twitch.tv/ACGL_alpha. ACGL_alpha if you want to watch the Sub-Saharan African broadcast right now. Limitless is leading in game 3 with 3 seconds left here. I'll just watch as this concludes. Make sure it is a 1-goal game. See if the ball goes into the ground. Oh, they keep it up in the corner. Telling you should go ACGL_alpha if you want to watch this gameplay. You might see a 0-second goal.
Are we
Here.
getting wave pump casting? Oh my god.
Kind of crazy. And okay, cool. Limitless bounce back and they win game 3. They got a series on their hands over in Sub-Saharan Africa. Go and watch those games, folks. All the teams we just talked about across all the different regions trying to play their way into the Birmingham Major March 27th through 30th in the UK, folks. We're here in open number 2 of our season. We'll have open number 3 for North America and for many other regions we just talked about here in 3 weeks. In 2 weeks, we will have the ones for Europe. But again, all the teams trying to qualify for Birmingham. If you want to be there, folks, make sure you get your tickets. Scan the QR code on your screen. You can be there March 29th through 30th. It'll be a spectacular event. The UK crowds always show up. Maybe you could be a part of it. Now, if you can't make it to the UK, folks, we got an event going on for the middle of our season. We showed you on that season overview graphic. That one in Raleigh, North Carolina, June 28th and 29th for those of us on this side of the pond. That should also be spectacular. The East Coast always showing up and putting on the yells for our Rocket League players there. And if you can't make it to either of those, or if you're like, I can only make it to one event of the season, well, for the first time ever, we got 3 events for RLCS all live at the same time. And on February 12th, you'll be able to buy tickets to all 3 of them. I don't think that's ever happened in the history of Rocket League. The World Championship going down September 12th through 14th in Lyon, France here will be a spectacular event. It may be the most excited I've been about a World Championship since it was hosted for the first time in Fort Worth. This is going to be such an exciting place, such an exciting event. You're not going to want to miss it there. So get your tickets, folks. We got Rocket League events for you all year long. All right. We got 11 minutes and 43 seconds until 9 Lives kicks off against Evo. Let's play a game. James Bottle, remember this one. And for any of you long-time Rocket League fans, you'll remember a little show we called RLCS Overtime back in the day. It was a little midweek show where we it was kind of like First Touch, but worse. We had a show.
Okay,
we didn't know what we were doing. Okay, we walked so they could fly. You know, it's great. We played a game called the 50-50 where we had 2 people going up against each other and arguing with opinions. That was why it was the 50-50. We now got 3 people on the show, so just roll with me. This is how it's going to work. I'm going to put forward a topic, an idea, and each of the gentlemen to the side of me here are going to make an argument for their answer to that topic or idea. And then after those 30 seconds, I'm going to award a point to whichever one I think made the best argument. In chat, you can let me know who you think as well. Try to sway my opinion here. James, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's get in.
First topic. Which team will end NRG's grand final streak? Sir, you have 30 seconds. Go.
All right, so Mark Twain said something like, the best swordsman in the world isn't afraid of the second best swordsman. He's afraid of the one down the line. For me, that is Space Station Gaming. They have given NRG the biggest run for their money, and SSG has super high highs, or super low lows, but also very high highs. And I think that unpredictability factor is a huge reason of it. Why they will do it. They also have to beat it before the grand finals, which SSG will likely do. So I'm going to go with SSG.
1. Okay, James Bot picked a team that is not even in the tournament right now. Jorby, you got 30 seconds. Go.
Well, that one was easy because I'll pick a team that actually is here, the Ultimates, okay? Did you watch First Killer yesterday? I said this earlier, okay? He was not a comeback kid. He came online halfway through that series. If First Killer is in comeback mode, everyone should be scared. He was dropping averages
15.
that we haven't even seen, like, even in his rogue days. 654 score per game, 1.57 goals per game, 4.14 shots per game. 4 shots a game? That's
5,
insane. Almost 80% goal participation.
3,
First Killer's leading the charge. He could take him down.
Okay. An argument for the Ultimates here. Talking about how great they are. Love it. Stacks, go.
They don't have an org yet. 9 lives. Hear me out. To beat NRG, you need to be able to generate a lot of scoring opportunities and play well enough defensively. You don't need to hold them to 1 or 2 goals, but you need to be able to shoot enough that if you do need to score 3 or 4 goals, you can hit that mark. Look at Worlds when they were G2 and they lost. Those 3 games at the end, they give up 9 shots, 9 shots, 8 shots. Exotic goes 2 goals from 5 shots.
3,
Rlcs hat trick comes
2,
from 6 shots.
1.
Evo beats NRG. Speed gets 2 goals from 6 shots.
He went
and then does
over.
nothing.
He went over.
He's
He
going
went
over.
over.
Yeah, disqualified.
How did you not make
Disqualified.
Shoot out of here.
Question. This is my debate here. Quick
Yes,
follow-up
Commissioner.
question. You got to give me. Oh, this is like not a one-word answer, but you'll understand what I mean. What round do they put them out in, James? When is SSG beating NRG?
Semifinals.
Jordy.
Well, they would have to be semifinals.
No, they could be before on bad days.
Stacks. He said semi. Stacks.
Okay.
That's true.
Finals today.
Semifinals today.
No, finals today.
Finals today. That's not breaking their grand finals streak. Okay, Stack.
Out. Kick Stack
Jorby wins.
out.
Jorby, you earn a point for this one. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Pick
Thank
the,
you.
the one that made the most sense to me. Moving on. Next
We're not
topic.
surprised.
Topic number 2. This one a little bit easier. Who's the best player in the world? James, go.
All right, I'm sick and tired of hearing how the French scene players are the best in the world, and that includes you Moroccans. Beast Mode has earned the title of London Major MVP and RLCS North American MVP last season. NRG is on a 10 Grand Finals win streak. I'm not talking about just regionals. This includes majors and worlds. I am so thankful for Beast Mode because
5,
the previous major
4,
contending team from
3,
North America
2,
was British.
1.
Beast Mode number
Okay.
1.
Beast mode is the argument here. Jorby.
First of all, I think it's disrespectful to Moroccans to just lump them in with the French players because the best player in the world is a Moroccan. It's Drawley. Did you watch him in the second European Open? Did you watch him in the first European Open? He's driving circles around the other team and his own teammates. The dude is doing absolutely everything. He's a recent world champion. You can't disrespect them like that. Not with what Drawley's doing over in Europe, the best region in
5,
the world.
4, 3, 2. Okay, he doesn't need that.
I don't need
Didn't
that
even
time.
use the time.
Don't even need it.
Okay. All right, Stacks. Go.
All right, I got Monkey Moon. If someone tells me to go put a winning team together, the first person I'm going to is the most successful player of the Open era. When he won in Fort Worth the first time, everybody was like, yeah, but Seiko. And I'm like, yeah, he was good. But then last year, he recovers from a car accident, new teammates, new coach, same result. All the rumors about being tough to play with, whatever. The man just wants to win, and he does.
5,
he is the
4,
best in the
3,
world at what
Everyone
he
wants
does.
to win.
I was falling
1.
asleep. during your
Everyone wants to
presentation.
win. That's not an
Falling
argument.
asleep. I told you they're going to pick French players. I knew it.
Yeah,
I picked the Moroccan. Pick French players,
I
James.
picked the Moroccan.
This is North American. And this is the show in North
It's just
America.
like that is just like an American to call Moroccans and French people the same.
I
Come on,
said
James.
French scene.
Come on, bro.
I said French scene. He's
Jorby
speaking it
has
out.
2 points.
Yeah.
Jorby earns another point for that one.
Let's go.
The last one is worth 2 points, so you can tie here if you want, because obviously it wouldn't be fun at this point if you Jorby would just be 1. Topic number 3. Give me the best nickname for Atomic. James, go.
All right. This is a little story. I'll try to fit it in 30 seconds. I am not kidding. We were on NRG Mission Control trying to come up with a nickname for Atomic, and we received a sign from above. While brainstorming, I literally started to open a drop on screen, and behold, the item that I received while we were trying to come up with a name for Atomic was
5,
the Atomizer.
4,
Therefore,
3.
let Atomic be known
Atomizer.
by this name.
Okay, the Atomizer from James Bot. Okay, I like the story with it. That was fun. Jorby, go.
Yeah, you know what, James? I'll give you that one. You finally had a good answer, but I got a better one, okay? You know, I could have picked, like, you know, we could go nuclear weapons, we could, like, split atoms, we could fuse them, you could do anything. But I just thought, you know, sometimes simple is the best answer. Sometimes you got to bring the boom, and that's why he's Mr. Boom, okay? Atomic is one of the best players in the world. You have to put Mr. in front of his name, okay? It's not Mr. Atomic. That's a little lame, but Mr. Boom, that's right. That's what we got. That's all I need.
That's a little lame too, Jorby.
That's okay. That's okay.
Mr. Boom.
Not as bad as your last 2
All
answers.
right, James, this one's free. You can use it. Critical Massimo. Critical mass, the amount of fissile material needed to sustain nuclear fission, and NRG reaches critical mass when Atomic is involved in the play. We saw it in the finals against Space Station. We saw it yesterday, especially against Evo. Atomic is the core of the team, and even when he doesn't score the goal or get an assist on the play, he's starting the chain reaction that forces the defensive meltdown. Then there's the atomic number 36. That's
four,
Krypton. It's the number of
three,
goals he scored in the first
2,
over to lead his team. The man is
one.
literally nuclear
Class,
Superman.
like, woo, the name was 10 syllables long.
Okay, so first off, we got the
Critical
atomizer. We have the atomizer from James Bott. Chat liked that one. You get a little bit of credit for that one. For me, the atomizer, though, just taking a Rocket League item, and also an item that I specifically... The item that I specifically relate to Justin because it's the goal explosion he was using when he scored the greatest goal in the world in Season 5. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Mr. Boom kind of sounds like we have Dr. Doom at home. I don't like that one. Critical Massimo is awesome. Stacks wins that one there. That's a tie between
I knew I lost as soon as he said it.
I'm on the board.
Folks,
let's go.
Come back next week for another episode of the 50-50. We'll see if maybe we'll just keep the point tally going across the season.
You should award
that
instead of
one.
1
You won
point.
on a
You give us how
technicality.
many you think we were.
Folks, there's
Wait,
15
put that
points
back
on
in
the
the
line for
bogey.
first place and $15,000 if you win the Open 2 here. We'll see which team's able to do it. Second place going to have to settle for 10 points. Those 15 points, super important when 2nd through 8th are 4 points off from each other,
I should
folks.
have got
Here's
15
the
points
bracket.
for my answers, Wave Punk.
Nope.
I'm still salty, man.
It's just, it was, the atomizer's not bad, okay? You were in second. You were in second there, but the second's not worth any points.
10 points.
Here's first round. Okay, fair.
Sorry. Okay.
We should use the actual. We should use the actual thing. So you just saw the bracket. Here's the matches that'll be played today. We will end things off with the grand finals. We will be crowning a champion for Open 2 at the conclusion of today's broadcast. NRG will play, NRG and the Ultimates will play the winners of the first 2 matches of the day, respectively. We're going to kick things off 2 minutes and 47 seconds till 9 lives go up against Team Evo, folks. Both teams proven that they deserve to be here. Multiple events in a row. Jorby, I'm really excited about this one. Where do you want to start?
I actually really liked how Evo looked against NRG yesterday. I thought Arju in particular was doing so much, especially on defense and helping break Evo out to generate chances against NRG. But, the transitive property does not apply to any competitive sport or esport. And so 9 Lives is just a completely different matchup. And I really like what this 9 Lives team has been able to do in North America so far. I think Evo have a great shot here. I actually think these teams match up pretty well. And I know North American fans don't want to hear how speed is competitive in the top 4 of North America, but I'm sorry, guys, this is where we are right now. And that's just what Evo have shown us. When they're playing NRG like they did yesterday, that's just a statement on how things go. But I mean, Hawks of Chicago and Kofer, they've played pretty well so far. And I think that kind of, this matchup is a little scarier for Evo just because the matchup and the style is a little different.
They're very, very strong teams here. The European influx. This is the thing we were talking about yesterday on the show, James. Team Evo, definitely the strongest of the teams in the region so far by results.
Yeah, and a reminder, these are collegiate Rocket League players coming over here, having an opportunity to compete. And these are all very good European players as well. We've seen them compete on LAN, against the best for a long time. So this is a good team, and I think the playstyle for Europeans as well, it's much more consistent, it's much more straightforward. We're just going to overpower you with our solid rotations, good 50s, just playing smart and playing fast. That's, I think that's going to be an interesting dynamic against a team like 9 Lives, who utilizes a lot of the solo play ability of Kofer. We saw that a lot yesterday, and we're going to see it all season long, where you have Chicago and Hoxer trying to get Kofer possession with boost, with space, so that he can take 2 players out of the equation. But with European defenses, they are used to those solid mechanics. They're going up against some of the craziest players in the world when it comes to mechanics. And so the defense from Team Evo is going to be something that I think will give 9 Lives quite a challenge.
Chat, let us know who you think is going to win in the progressive fan vote. Hashtag 9L for 9 Lives. Hashtag EVO for Team Evo. Stacks, you were saying 9 Lives is going to be the team to take down NRG, the one that will break the streak. I assume you probably have them over Team Evo here. I mean, what is it? Is this more of a what is it about 9 Lives that you think they have what it takes to take down teams like Evo and NRG?
Well, because they're a team that generates just a ton of offensive opportunities, and they don't have anybody that falls off as the series goes on. I think a lot of these other teams that are in that tier, somebody will pop off for a game or 2, and then they kind of fade into the background. Nobody does that here. Kofer's been an absolute boon for them. kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, though, because I said Evo was going to make top 4 yesterday, and then I said 9 lives are going to beat NRG. So
only one can happen.
I'm taking 9 lives.
We'll see. You got 9 lives. Jordan, who you got?
Yeah, I also have 9 lives here. I think just to piggyback off of Stax' point, the offense, one of the things that killed Evo yesterday against NRG was discipline breaking down on defense. You had double commits and then missed touches as soon as the pressure upticks. So that shot total, that kind of pressure is something that Evo have difficulties handling. And so 9 lives definitely have the advantage there for me.
James?
I'm a little bit surprised that everyone's going with 9 lives. I think Evo has a great shot here, but I'm also going with 9 lives. I really appreciate this team. I think that, it's basically Space Station, but substitute Kofor in for LJ. And Kofor, I think, with this opportunity to shine, is going to shine brightly.
I think Kofor will get stronger with every time we see him on Championship Sunday. That experience is going to pay off in dividends. We're going to see kind of an exponential increase in comfortability and skill. I've got 9 lives here as well. We've got them cleanly on the desk. Evo going to try and upset both the desk's prediction and chat here. We'll see if they can do it. Trying to push forward, folks. It's going to be a great day of Rocket League. We've got the quarterfinals on deck. Let's see who is able to advance to the semifinals, folks. 9 lives on one side, Evo on the other. The Ultimates wait in the semifinals for the winner of this match, folks. It's the first one of the day. Get up and get loud. It's game day.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Championship Sunday. 9 lives versus Team Evo to kick us off here in the quarters. Brought to you by Progressive. Dazarin and Stax here to open up the show. Stax, you talked about the strengths between 9 lives and Evo, but now they get to duke it out.
Yeah, now we get to see it in practice, and we see how these kind of styles will clash a bit. I mean, we go back to game 1 against NRG yesterday for Team Evo. Speed leads the charge. He gets 6 shots. He scores a couple goals, and then is just completely left off the scoreboard for the rest of the series. Didn't score anymore. He only had 4 shots the entire rest of the series. They're going to need a lot more out of him if they're going to keep up and keep pace with teams like 9 lives and certainly like NRG. As they get a couple early opportunities here, try to keep the pressure on and overwhelm 9 lives from the start. They find the ball back on their defensive end, and here we go.
Looked at Evo yesterday, and you did see a little bit of potential for greatness out of them. How will they handle a different speed, a different style in this 9 lives team? You look at 9 lives, most, if not all eyes on Kofor, as he has been really into big shoes to fill, kind of taking over in LJ's position, while paired with Chicago and Hawks, who have been just doing fantastic in their own right. They started this season off as a team that some people had under the radar, but now they're looking to really take a chance to be in that top 4 position and represent North America in the upcoming major.
And that's a very tough spot to be in, because nobody really wants to be the guy that replaces the guy, right? So, it's tempting to push yourself too much. Try to be LJ, and they don't need him to be LJ. They need him to be Kofor. And I think this event more so than a few weeks ago, we've seen Kofor kind of not try to do too much. He's keeping everybody involved. He's being I think a much better team player, and he was already pretty good last time around. Unfortunately, he's been bumped away from the ball here, and Relating Wave goes up high. And you talk about somebody who's always been a good teammate, always where he needs to be. Relating Wave keeps doing it.
And of course, Related Wave paired with Speed there. Speed, necessary bump. He has to get that in order to be able to make that level of impact there. On the side of Team Evo, no slouches. I know a lot of people have their opinions of this European squad playing in North America, but you have to respect the caliber of players that are on the field in front of you right now. These guys definitely have their own storied career in their own right, and we've seen even Speed especially, reach to his own heights in the past. But now how will he fare right now? They're doing pretty good in game 1, I'd say.
I'll just ask the South Africans how they feel about European teams playing in North America. They'll tell you the same thing they've been told. Just beat them. Oxer